Today we continue with our class Kosher Kitchen, and we start with a story about Chofetz Chaim, told by his son. And the next story is topic is honor. In his last years, my father was constant distress over disgrace of Hashem's honor, which the current political situation had brought about. In particular, he was anguished over the situation in communist Russia. When men came from before my father and requested a blessing that he be able to earn a proper livelihood and provide for his family, my father conferred his blessing. But when the men then asked for a blessing that he merit an abundance material wealth, my father replied, and is honor of God how found now is found in abundance? Wow. Being accorded honor was anathema for him. Once I asked him why is a text of the blessing of the new moon blessing in the new moon, we asked for a life of wealth and honor. My father replied that this refers to the honor of Jewish people as a whole, which in essence is the honor of the one above. He once visited a certain city on behalf of Vad Vayeshuvas. Okay, we're going to see what is it later on, and stayed at the home of my sister. The house was forever crowded with people who sought his advice or blessing, or who had come merely to gaze upon his countenance. My father told my sister, I find all this honor repulsive and embarrassing, but for the sake of Torah, I must endure it. Okay, so let's do it again, and we're going to explain what's going on. So I think he passed from this world in 1933 or 1932. So before the war, the war started actually. The war started in 39, I think, in Poland, where he used to be, I think. Or 38 or 39, okay. So let's see. In the last years, my father was constant distress over the disgrace of Hashem's honor, which his current political situation brought about. Right, so people, Jews were living Hashem, unfortunately, left and right. The communists, the others, like in Western countries. In particular, he was anguished about the situation in communist Russia. So, because they destroy all of the Judaism in Russia. It's like they kill all the rabbis. Very simple. All of the leaders were killed. Some were able to escape, but majority were not. Right? They closed all the synagogues, turned them to different offices, right? Big buildings, unfortunately. And people were, of course, brainwashed. And many, even children of those who were believers, they went against them. Fortunately, when men came before my father and requested the blessing that he be able to earn a proper livelihood, right, and provide for his family, my father confers this blessing. So meaning it's our mitzvah to have honor, to make a livelihood, and a big blessing is to get in a dignified manner. So a person can get welfare checks or something. So is it dignified manner? It's not. So it's proper he's getting the same money, but it's not in a respectful form, right? So that's what we pray for. We don't pray for more money, but we pray for a livelihood that we can lead the proper Jewish lifestyle. So we pray, Hashem, please let me get close to you wherever you are, and if its neighborhood costs 3 times more, so be it. What can I do? Like for example, in we went to one Holomet, we went to Lakewood, right? Famous Lakewood Yeshiva. So we drove there, beautiful Jewish neighborhood, unbelievable. Unbelievable. Everybody's Jewish. And then we went, it was a church, old church. I think it was for sale, maybe yes, maybe not, but it was not very operational. And then we turned left, and we have run down houses. So if it's there was other people living there, right? So it's whether Jewish, amazing site, or these run down houses, right? So meaning what? So this this good housing. So of course it costs 3 or 4 times more to live there than in these rundown houses, right? So but there in a good neighborhood of the same city, so of course the prices are going to be much more. So we pray to live closer to synagogue, to kosher synagogue. So that's proper. So and of course HaShem knows what to do. He will provide us with livelihood. But when the man then asked for a blessing married to abundance of material wealth, my father replied, in his honor of God, now founded in abundance. So people concern themselves about some material things that passing very fast, and it's of no benefit to them at all. Many times it's actually to their detriment to have all of the abundances, right? But they do not feel this need, this void in a world of abundance of God's honor. So, and this holy Chofetz Chaim, and I think many others, all of our holy people, holy rabbis, holy individuals, that's what they feel. So for us, we understand there is many people who desecrate God's name, but they actually felt it inside. Being accorded honor was anathema to him. Meaning he, of course, he was the most famous, as we said, that he would invite him to speak. And right, once I asked him that the text of the blessed new moon, we asked for a life of wealth and honor, right? And that's what it is. My father replied that this refers to the Jewish people as a whole, which is in essence the honor of the one above. So meaning when we pray, so that the whole nation have wealth and honor, right? And then so because HaShem calls himself God of Israel, so meaning the God of the Jewish people. So if they are in a bad state, right, and they're all of the people, this and that, all the sick. So people say, oh yeah, that's because their God is like this, right? So when people is in for example, this Lakewood, in a great neighborhood, yeshivas, huge buildings, Baruch Hashem, synagogues, unbelievable. So there is many kids running on the street, bicycles, this, that, unbelievable, unbelievable, right? Unbelievable. So that's honor of Hashem. Right, so this prosperity, when people can afford and kosher food and lead the Jewish life, it's observance life. It's honor to Hashem. He once visited a city on behalf of what yeshivas. So meaning he was in charge of yeshivas. So let's see quickly. The Vaad Yeshivas, Council of Yeshivas, was founded by Chofetz Chaim and Rabbi Chaim Ozer Gradzensky after the First World War. Okay, the Vaad helped to ensure the financial survival of the impoverished yeshivas in Lithuania and years between the two wars. Meaning the First World War was finished. I'm not sure when. 17, 15, I don't know, something like that. So meaning 20 years, 30 years. Okay. So they were making sure that all of the yeshivas get in proper funding. Right. Right, we stop here. We continue with our kosher kitchen. So we're on the topic of Kashering for Pesach. So last time we went on, we discussed the procedure Kasher the stove top. Like we said before, we said the Kashering oven, and next one, Kashering Broiler. The two types of the broiler systems. Older ovens have a separate broiler compartment in a drawer beneath the oven. I think we have this. Okay. Beneath the oven. Many newer models, usually self-cleaning models, have a broiler in the oven, the chamber itself. Oh no! Actually, no. This one is for storage, I think. Since it is difficult to kasher the broiler pan itself, it should be replaced on Pesach, for Pesach. If newer ovens, with a broiler in the oven itself, the kashering of the oven, with a self-cleaning kasher the broiler mechanism as well. After kashering the oven, and replacing the broiler pan, the broiler may be used. In normal models with separate broiler compartment, the broiler compartment must be thoroughly cleaned. This is difficult task since the top of the compartment is not easily accessible. One should seriously consider whether the broiler is needed for Pesach. Exactly. If the broiler is not needed, the oven chamber may be used. If the broiler compartment is cleaned, Kashering is unnecessary. If one needs the broiler on Pesach, the compartment should be thoroughly cleaned, and the broiler should be set to broil for between 45 minutes and 1 hour. So let's do it again, and we try to understand the broiler. So the broiler, the way I understand broiler, that the fire goes from the top. Okay, so I think in older oven, I'm not sure what we have now. I think we don't have. I mean, it's all in one unit, right? But in older one, for sure, we have on a bottom you have a storage, but this is not only storage. In the older models, so our previous stoves, for sure, it was fire from on top. And as he said, it's not so easy to clean. Of course, you can disconnect it somehow, take out, but you have to stand on your knees and then bend down to the floor when you try to clean it. So it's possible, but it's not so simple. Okay. So again, there are two types of the broiler systems. Older ovens have a separate broiler compartment in a drawer beneath the oven, so very very bar by next to the floor. Many newer models, usually self-cleaning models. So I think we have self-cleaning models. Have a broiler in the oven chamber itself, so which is much easier to clean because we have a self-cleaning. You can and even just to clean you don't have to bend all the way to the floor. Okay. Since it is difficult to kasher the broiler pan itself, it should be replaced for a Pesach. Commentary. In addition, many broiler pans are coated with a porcelain and cannot be kashered. Pan, sorry, replace the pan. Okay, no problem. Cannot be kosher. I'm not sure what is coated with porcelain. I think it's whatever we have in the old one. It was a regular pan coated with porcelain. I'm not sure. Okay, no problem. So better anyway. Whatever we have, just to replace it because it's hard to kosher, difficult to kosher. In newer ovens. Okay, so even if it's porcelain, so meaning it's absorbent. Okay. In the newer ovens, with a broiler in the oven itself, the kashering of the oven with the self-cleaning kasher the broiler mechanism as well. Right. So meaning it's one chamber. So you do not one procedure. You kasher everything. Okay. So that's so far so good. So the chamber from which the fire comes. Okay. The heat. Okay. because in more modern ovens they have this convection, they have this fan that blows the hot air. So it's not like so yeah, I think it's the fire is in one place, the way I understand, but the circulation of the air is different. Depends on what you're trying to do. Okay. Just 1 second. After kashering the oven and replacing the broiler pan, the broiler may be used. Okay, so in northern models is with a separate broiler compartment, meaning there's on the bottom and under the stove. The broiler compartment must be thoroughly cleaned, right? So it is a difficult task. As I said, you have to go on your knee and even bend even lower than that. Since the top of the compartment, that's easily accessible. So bend and then you have to like do from the bottom, right? So not for sure it's not convenient. One should seriously consider whether the broiler is needed for Pesach. So meaning that it's that's a big discount, right? So if we just can clean it wherever we can reach, and just leave it alone, right? So usually 1 week, like 8 days, you can survive. The way I see it. If the broiler is not needed, the oven chambers may be used if the broiler compartment is cleaned. Meaning you don't have to kosher it. Okay, so which is amazing, right? Amazing help. If one needs the broiler on Pesach, the compartment should be thoroughly cleaned, and the broiler should be set on the broil for between 45 minutes to 1 hour. Broil should be set to broil. I'm not sure what is the temperature of broiling. Is it hotter than the oven? I don't think so. Right, so but okay, so they say in a case of need you can rely on it. So meaning to put on broil and for 45 minutes to 1 hour. Okay, so we can rely on it. Okay, so next section, of course, one of the most important things is the sink, right? So stainless sink or granite sink may be kashered. Right, stainless sink on granite. I never heard of granite sink. I don't know. I mean, like a smaller one in a bathroom, like a small, like from what is it? From the stone, yes, but like a kitchen sink, like from the stone. I don't know. Okay. Porcelain or Korean or any other synthetic material sink should not be kosher for Pesach use. Okay, so right away. So now I guess the procedure. A, preparing the sink. The sink must be thoroughly cleaned and should not be used with the hot water for 24 hours prior to kashering. So what we do, we try not to use with the water period. So it just requires some, I don't know, like calculations. That's it. So like 1 day you can use disposable tableware. That's it. I mean, it's not a big deal, right? One day, so so it would be completely dry, right? Completely clean for 24 hours. Okay, but he said actually it's actually stringency, so it's not obligation, right? So he said for a cold water you might use, but you see, like we always try to go like straightforward as possible. So I mean, since you get used to all year round, I mean except Shabbos again, right? When you open sink, you open the like warm water, like right, if you need to do something like it's most likely that the person, even if after there was the sink and they decided I'm going to use the cold water, most likely they would use for hot water as well. So which is a problem, as we understand. Okay. But he said if person is organized, not going to turn on the hot water, no problem. Since the members of the household may inadvertently, his comment on my comment. Since the members of the household may inadvertently turn on the hot water, here we go. It is prudent to shut off, good idea, the hot water valve beneath the sink for the duration of 24-hour period. Okay, right. But you have to be careful. So if it's not your house, if it's old valve, so sometimes you try to shut off and you break something, or it start leaking and you create all of the issues in the world. So from my experience, if it's older valve, not maybe then 15-20 years, so better not to touch it. Unless you prepare in case of the need, you're going to replace it. Okay, but otherwise better not to touch it unless it's critical. Okay, so in this case, as I said, maybe just leave it alone. And what we do, we put towels on the faucet itself, so everybody knows not to touch it. That's it. I mean, cover with a towel the whole sink on top or something. So now, everybody knows not to touch it. Okay. And commentaries say, if the sink was accidentally used with hot water, one must consult Rav. So, as from the beginning, we see it's not good. It's not good. So if you can shut off the hot water under the sink, there is no problem. So even if they by accident open the hot water, nothing is going to happen. But essentially, since the 24-hour passes, since the actual chometz was used, the use of non-chometz hot water during 24 hours does not make the sink ben yama. Again, essentially, since 24 hours passes, since actually chometz use, meaning that they wash dishes to store away, right? To store away the chometz pots, chometz dishes, everything. So that's what we do. We have this transitional period in my house. So for I don't know 2-3 days, we use only the disposable plates and cups, right? Why? Because so we can kosher the sink correctly. Okay. Right, since the actual chometz use, the use of non-chometz, again, sorry, essentially, since the 24-hour passes, since actual chometz use, the use of non-chometz hot water during the 24 hours does not make the sink ben yama. Okay, technically. We may rely on the opinion that the chometz is considered hetei rabala, and that we do not consider the Chaticha naasis nevela. The piece of mixture becomes a non-kosher entity. The piece of mixture becomes a non-kosher entity. I'm not sure what does it mean. We may rely on opinions. Just one second, quickly. I'll consider. I'm not sure what they mean. So, but basically, what he's trying to say. So maybe, if he, of course, he said consult a Rav, but technically, it could be no problem. Okay. Okay. So continue. If there is a reason, right, if there is a reason to suspect that someone may pour hot water into the sink should be covered with board or towel during the 24-hour period. I mean, just put something that everybody understands not to do it, right? Some boxes, whatever. Towel, so everybody understands, and towel on the faucet itself, so nobody would do it by accident. Okay, after 24 hours have passed, the sink is ready to be koshered. Okay, so wash normally with a sponge, with a detergent, with whatever you wash, and that's it. Okay, so now it's ready. Since it is difficult to completely clean the crevices between the sink bottom of the drain, one should pour some ammonia or bleach over the area before kashering to render any chometz inedible. Okay, so meaning this one should never mix ammonia with bleach. So that's like in bold. This produces deadly chlorine gas. Okay, so I mean, yeah, we have to kasher, but don't kill yourself in the process, basically. Or some ammonia or a bleach. So meaning to kasher this piece that bottom of the sink when you have this drain. Okay, no problem. And it should not be this thing should not be like a very concentrated, because the way I understand, because it can like ruin the gasket also. There's a rubber gasket there or some, right? So have to be very careful. Okay, so we finished with kashering. So we cleaned. After that we waited for 24 hours. Okay, and next step is B. Okay, preparing the kashering water. One may kasher with either Pesach kettle, right? So or a year-round kettle. So meaning, but this year-round kettle should not be washed with regular sponges, of course, with regular things. So as we discussed before, just make sure that you never put it down in a sink. You always wash it while you keep it in your hands, and use like a paper towel or something disposable. That's it. So there is no chometz there ever. So you just have hot water. That's it. So you use it for tea, for whatever you need. It's that's it. Okay. So most of the people have one kettle, but some people, I mean, right. One of the biggest problem is a space where you can keep all of this. That's the biggest problem, I think. Right, and then plus to move. So for example, we have a little storage in a basement. So from the basement to go like to our apartment, like it's very heavy. So many boxes, and they're heavy, stuff like that. So. And some people like they have a back problem, this problem, so yeah, becomes a mission impossible. So they try to do with a minimum, what is truly obligated. So with kettle, they say not obligated. Again, the preparing the kashering water, one may kasher either with Pesach kettle or year-round kettle, if it's not used with chometz. Okay, so commentary. Although, as noted above in see the note 2, that chometz pot should be kashered before use for Pesach kashering, and Pesach pot should be kashered after it is used for kashering chometz utensils. In this case, it is not necessary. So again, so what does it mean? We said before when we were talking about. I mean, maybe two classes ago, 3 classes ago. And then remember, when we were talking about kashering the utensil for Pesach, we said we need the pot. So of course, the preferred way just to buy a new pot and use it. Okay, but as we said, it's not strictly necessary. So you can just kosher a pot, whatever is it, right? Dairy or meat, or the biggest pot that you have, and then you can use it as a kosher pot and kasher whatever you need there for Pesach, be it dairy or paref, whatever was it. So you can kasher for Pesach, right? So what he's saying here. So yeah, but we said that in order for you to have a pot to kasher other pots for Pesach, you need to kasher that pot first. But in case of the kettle, it's not necessary because you never cook there anything besides water. So that's the point. A chometz kettle is not considered to be actual chometz. A chometz kettle, not actually chometz utensil, since it is not used with chometz. I mean. I guess when they say chometz kettle, I think they mean, my guess is that they mean something like that is used all year round. A Pesach kettle is used for Kashering the Sink does not require kashering afterwards, since it does not come in direct contact with the home utensil. Okay, so about this kashering part for all others, we say we have to kasher before, then we kasher utensil, whatever we need for Pesach, and then we kasher after we're done to remove this residue to other things, right? But in case of the kettle, he's saying kashering before is not necessary, and kashering after is also not necessary. Okay. It is difficult to kasher even one sink. Right. It is difficult to kasher even one sink with only one kettle of water. Okay. One who kasher in two sinks will need several kettles of water. I mean, that's obvious. So right. Right, so meaning that you need more water, but I mean, we have a little bigger, like I think it goes in liters. I think it's 1.8 liters. I mean, it's not huge one, but usually I think it's enough for one sink. For sure, it's enough, I think. Okay. Continue. A convenient solution is to boil a large volume of water in a large kashering pot, right? And when the pot boils, one fills a small pot or kettle by inserting into the large pot, right? So you boil in a big one. Then you draw from this big to bigger to the small one. Since the smaller pot is not considered clearly shown, it must be kept in a kashering pot until the water boils. Or one should should remove it and place it in momentarily on another flame until it boils, which should be a minute or two. One then uses the small pot to kasher the sink, refilling if necessary in the manner just described. We noted above that one can fill the large kashering pot with a hot tap water to lessen the time needed to boil. The manner described is not halachically required. It is merely a practical advice. Okay, so before we continue, let's go back and try to see what do they mean in detail. So technically, as I said, I think. As I understand, so my wife does it the kasher with one kettle. It's enough. Okay. I mean, we don't have a large sink. Maybe somebody have huge sink. Maybe huge one and very deep one. Yeah, for that one, most likely it's not going to be enough. Okay. Okay. So all right. So kettle. We said. Continue. It is difficult to kasher. Even one sink with only one kettle of water. Okay. One kasher in two sinks will need several kettles of water. I mean, you can do one after another. It's not that you're obligated to do two of them like at the same time. Okay. So and what he's saying, convenient solution. So let's read again. I got what he's saying and see. I mean, so he's trying the big idea that he's trying to always to have this water, hot water, like very hot water, ready in a big quantity. So you can draw this water from the big pot, like it's almost boiling or still boiling, and put it on the fire. Make it boil, and then you can continue kasher, and then you can start kashering the sink. Meaning, and then you need more water. So again, you draw the water, put it on the fire. So it would take very little time since it's very hot to boil it, and then you continue kashering. Okay, so that's the idea basically. So you have the water available, on a momentary basis, as hot as possible. So that's the idea. So, but let's read. He said it like this: a convenient solution is to boil large volume of water in a large kashering pot. Right, so this pot must be kosher Pesach. Okay. When the water boils, one fill the small pot or kettle by inserting into the large pot. So meaning he dips inside. But the problem is that when we were talking about like pouring from the utensil, we said it should be clearly shown. Meaning the clearly shown is the vessel that was on a source of heat. But if you insert this kettle, this extra kettle, or if you insert like a smaller pot inside, it was not. So the water did not boil in this small pot. It's not, right? So he said that we have to like make it boil, leave it there and boil together, one pot inside of the another, or take out the small pot and boil it by its side. Okay. So again, one small pot of kettle by inserting into the larger pot. Okay. Since the small pot is not considered clearly shown, and we must make it clearly shown, one must keep it in the kashering pot until the water is boils. Okay, which is makes sense, right? Or one should remove and place it in a momentary on another flame until it boils, which should be a minute or two. Okay. One that uses a smaller pot, so I mean a smaller pot to Kasher the sink, refilling it, so I get it again, right, and then continue, like do it with as many pots as possible, as needed. Okay. And the last thing he said, you use the tap water. Tap water usually, I don't know what degree is it, but it's pretty hot. So the minute you save yourself a lot of time, right? So then compared to heat it in a big pot, so it could take half an hour, 40 minutes, and like a very long time. Like if you have a bigger pot, right? And the tap water is hot already. Okay. So there is a section insert. It says preparing water to Kasher the sink. In short, one takes two pots, either Pesach pot or Kashering pots, right? So I mean it was already kosher for Pesach, or if it was not kosher for Pesach and you wanted to use it as a Kashering pot. So this pot, for example, it was just before we continue, it was a meat pot, right? So you kasher it for Pesach usage, to kasher other utensils to be used for Pesach, right? And you can use it to kasher the sink, right? But then you can of course kasher back and use it for year round. You don't have to transfer this pot to Pesach pots. You can still keep it in regular ones. Okay. So again, in short, for this sink you need with a pot that was already for Pesach, or you the one that you kasher for Pesach. Okay. One takes two pots, either Pesach pots or Kashering pots, right? So one of the two. One large pot and one smaller pot with a handle. A handle meaning it's easier like to get it out, right? With a handle. One turns on two burners. The large pot is filled with a hot tap water and placed on one burner. When the large pot boils, the small pot is dipped into the large one and filled with the boiling water. The small pot is then placed upon the second burner, as we explained, until it boils and bubbles. So again, the idea is that this boiling water must be from the clearly shown. That's the whole idea. One that takes a small pot and begins to kasher the sink. When the pot is empty, he dips into the large pot again, refilled and placed on a second burner again to boil. Okay, this process is repeated until the sink is completely kosher. A pot with a spout, such as a kettle, right, is preferable, since it's easier to aim the flow of hot water when pouring from the spout. I mean, of course, right? So you have to go into the circles, so it's easy. I mean, you can control, even though if it's a regular pot, you hold it with two hands, there is no problem. But of course, it's much more controllable when you have a spout. Okay, so continue. See the section C below. Okay, as to how one kashers the instant hot water device and the soap dispenser. Okay, so and it is very practical, right? When you get the soap from the soap dispenser, so you usually put the sponge, like a homemade sponge, right under it. So meaning they touch each other. And this sponge is many times it's hot, right? So whether it's but since in my mind it used to be the soap, so this soap kills the whole. I mean everything. I mean so this comments, what I'm trying to say, it's no longer comments because it's mixed with the soap. Okay. Continue. Kashering the faucet. Right, so we started with the faucet. The faucet and the knobs and or a lever. So knobs when a tool, lever is when you have only one. Right, or the faucet and knob and lever should be cleaned thoroughly. The aerator or the spout should be removed. Meaning there is the filter or a net there. Okay, it should be removed if possible, and all crevices should be cleaned. One should take the kashering pot or a kettle and pour boiling water over the faucet, the knobs and or lever. Okay, and the faucet base, meaning everything. We try to cover all of the parts in the faucet. So quickly commentary. This is not halachically required, however, since the hot homemade pots may not touch the knobs during the year. It is advisable to kasher the knobs as well. I mean, okay. So I guess in my understanding, it's not like the homemade touch, but the vapor from for example from you cook spaghetti and you pour the water into the sink. So therefore, this evaporation, the steam would come up and reach this lever for sure. I think, right, and even the faucet. Each part of the faucet should come into contact with direct stream of boiling water. Right. So meaning this faucet is not such a big deal. I mean, I'm trying to say, in my mind, you still can do it with one big kettle. Okay, but okay. One should splash boiling water on the underside of the faucet, as well. Okay, on this base, right? It was advisable to turn on the hot water before kashering. It is advisable to turn on the hot water before kashering the faucet and pour the boiling water over the faucet as the hot water flows through the faucet. In this way, the faucet is heated both within and without the scalding water. I'm not sure why do we need to kasher, to have the scalding water inside. For sure, nothing went inside. One need not to be concerned about the water reaching the sink, since once the 24 hours pass without the use of the hot water, the sink is no longer binyama. Right, so that was our concern. So now we can use it. We use the sink with the hot water. Okay, this replicates more fully the manner in which the faucet is being used with chometz during the year. So from inside and outside. Many individuals change the faucet. Aerator splash sprout for Pesach. Okay. Alternatively, one may open the spout, clean its components. Okay, spout components, and kasher it with a kashering pot. Okay. If you in newer faucets that have extendable spray faucet, right? So like you pull it, it's like a shower, right? Faucet. One may after cleaning the sprout thoroughly extend the faucet and place it in entire faucet and the head into the kashering pot for a few seconds. I'm not sure how it's not going to cook all of the connections there. Number 3. One need not be concerned about the hot water reaching the sink. No, number 3. Although the faucet head have a plastic part, since it usually does not come into direct contact with chometz, it may be kashered. Okay. One should not leave the faucet head in a boiling water for more than a few seconds, since the heat may ruin the plastic parts, plastic and rubber parts. Okay, so I mean that they say that since you have these long holes, meaning to put it, we also have this, but it's only like I don't know, a few feet, 1.5, maybe 2 feet. It's not that long. It's not going to go that far. Okay, I mean maybe if you put it this pot in the bottom and then you with boiling water and then you put the head of the faucet, yeah, this is going to work. Sure. It's long enough. Okay. Next one, Kashering the Sink. Okay. So it's step D. Okay. So first, before sink, we kasher the faucet. Okay. Kashering the sink should the sink strainer should be removed, of course. One second. The sink strainer should be removed, and the sink should be dried of any remaining water, meaning remaining water from kashering the faucet. Okay, when kashering this, so meaning what? So this remaining water would not cool down. Of course, it's a cooler. Would not cool down the water that you're going to pour now. When kashering the sink, it is not sufficient to pour the boiling water of the general area of the sink and let it flow in all directions. Since kirui klirishon, meaning the stream, right, is effective only on the area touched by direct flow, meaning from the klirishon. So just to remind us what we say when we discuss irui klirishon. So irui klirishon is a stream that connected to the source of water, like inside or other liquids, but we're talking about water now. That from the utensil that was on a fire. So that's irui klirishon. Okay. So meaning that it has to touch all of the areas. So it's not just a splashing, but the direct touch. Rather, one should pour the water carefully over every part of the sink surface. One should kasher the sink bottom by pouring the boiling water back and forth along the bottom until every spot has been exposed to direct flow from the boiling kettle. So okay, so we start from the bottom, not from the top, but from the bottom. So first we kosher the bottom, right? So since it is kosher, it's not going to ruin basically the kashering of the walls. So that's the idea. Commentary. To a certain degree, the kashering of the sink's bottom is more severe than the kashering of the sides, right? Because I mean, of course, this is the splatters of the chometz on the sides, yes, but most likely, it's going to be on the bottom for sure. Kashering the side. The sink bottom absorbs chometz through direct kli erui rishon, meaning that as we said, you boil spaghetti and now you pour out the water. So for sure it is erui kli rishon, because from the pot that was on the fire and it's still very hot. Right, so for sure there is bottom of the sink is a big problem. Okay. And it might right, and it must be kosher. One should not leave the faucet head. No. Sorry. To a certain degree, the Kashering the sink bottom is more severe than the Kashering of its side. The sink bottom absorbs chametz through direct erui kli rishon, whereas the walls absorb through the indirect erui kli rishon. Nifsak hakiluach, meaning from the splattering. So of course we understand two different things. Okay. When Kasher decides, so first we start from the bottom. Make sure that we cover everything, because we said for sure the bottom of the sink went in the direct contact with erui kli rishon. Okay. When the Kasher decides, one preferably start at sink's bottom, right, and work the way up, right, or in circle, right. Work one's way up to the sides, pouring the water along the horizontal lines back and forth until it reaches the top sink. Okay, so he's not saying in circle, right, but he's saying back and forth. Okay, no problem. It is convenient to kasher this one side of the sink at a time. Okay, so I mean, if needed, so basically they can use the multiple, do one side and then do another side. So, but whenever you're ready, for example, you did only left side or left and front, so then you have to wipe dry the other sides that are not kosher, and then you can do them. You got more hot water, and that's it. Okay. If using a Pesach kettle, one should be careful. One should be careful that the kettle does not touch the unkosher surface of the sink. Right. Okay. When all of the sides have been koshered, one should pour some drain cleaner, ammonia or bleach, directly into the drain to render inedible any food particles remain in the drain. Right? I mean, after so many days, like standing there, it's like I'm sure it's not, it's already inedible. But okay, ammonia, bleach, whatever you pour, I would say pour don't do this ammonia thing. Do a regular solution to clean the pipes. Okay. I mean, it's much safer to the pipes this ammonia, right? Okay. Or bleach directly to the drain. So okay, so it's not kosher, but make whatever chametz is inedible. But go like this home. Let's say it is chametz, but go try it and get this chametz out. Technically, if what I'm trying to say, even if you don't do it, when you do nullification, it's same nullification that maybe when you were cooking, something fell behind this stove, like between this stove and a cabinet. There is sometimes it's spaghetti, like pasta or whatever is it. So it's still there, pieces of bread. Nobody's going to eat it. Nobody's going to get it. Understand? So because you have to take move this the cabinet out or stove, right? So I mean, but okay, we can follow the standard procedure basically, as he said. So what I'm trying to say, nobody's going to get it, and it's not chametz. But okay. One then pour boiling water into the drain, right? If the sink is equipped with a garbage disposal system, one should pour a kettle of boiling water into the drain to kasher the basin beneath the drain. It is advisable that it is advisable that one who has a garbage disposal system should purchase this finer sink strainer for the use of Shabbos and Yom Tov's days of Pesach, right, or any other Yom Tov, since the drain often clogs during the 2 days of Yom Tov, and the garbage disposal system cannot be activated on Yom Tov. I mean, I'm not sure why a person would need these garbage disposals. In my office that they had one, and I know some people do have and people buy it. I'm not sure why. It makes people lazy, and they would dump all of the garbage or the food refuse into this thing, right? If you need to during the week, you can turn on, right, and you can and it's going to process. It's good, right? It's good, but when you have 3 days Yom Tov, 2 days Yom Tov and Shabbos, and you got used to during the year to dump all of the garbage there, it's going to clog, and it's going to smell. I remember in my office, of course, our workers were not responsible to use this garbage disposal. I knew where the switch was, but look, it's my place to touch it. I don't know, but sometimes you come on Monday, and if this cleaning lady forgot to clean it, basically on Monday it would stink. It's unbelievable. All of the food for 3 days from all of the people, right? A lot of people. It's like a commercial place. It would stink from this garbage disposal, right? So I don't know. Okay, but we got what he's saying. So he said have a strainer with a smaller hose. Because during in a regular garbage disposal, you can throw everything. That's basically. All right, continue. I'll just 1 second. Okay. Alternative methods of Kashering the Sink is to seal the sink drain, fill sink with boiling water, and drop a large Evan Melubam. So he said hot water, and put the stone. Stone that became white from the heat inside. This gives the water of the sink the status of clear rishon, meaning that it was boiled in there. Okay. So, but as we said, it's not necessary, but that's another method. Regardless of methods used to Kashering the sink, one must also kasher the top of the sink. Kasher the top of the sink that overlaps the countertop. Granite sinks are usually connected with to the underside of the countertop. This area must be thoroughly cleaned while being being careful not to damage the sealant between the sink and the countertop. Okay, so there is some sink that connect from under top. I mean, we have but cheaper one, like a standard one is the one that goes on top, but there is borders, like the thing like a lip or whatever we call it, that holds it in place. So this, I mean, I think that there is, of course, the food would splatter on that part for sure. Right, so we have to kasher them as well. All right. After cleaning it, one can pour or splash water into the crevices between the sink and the countertop. Okay. A new sink strainer should be purchased for Pesach and may be kept for year-round. Okay. No problem. But if we kasher, it's not necessary, but he said should. Okay. Next one. The enameled sink. A porcelain, Korean, or enameled sink. Sinks with a white or enameled surface cannot be kashered, right? Because we said that it's absorbent. A sink should be thoroughly cleaned and not used with a hot water for 24 hours. The faucet knob of drain should be kashered in the manner I described above, because it's most likely it's stainless steel, right? Or other steel, there is no problem. Afterwards, one does one of the following, meaning so there are like two options or three options. We'll see. And no, it's two options. And commentators say a third option is to kasher the sink 3 times, since it is not certain that emal is considered a cheres, and in some cases when cheres can be kashered in this manner, okay, and then covered with a double layer of heavy foil. Even in this case, it is advisable to use a Pesach rack. However, it is not necessary to use the pen to use a pen or insert. Okay, so let's try to understand. I mean, he comments before we go into options. So the problem with the sink. So we consider it's porcelain, aquarium, or a mount sink. Maybe it's like what is the word? Apologies. Like it's from earthenware, right? Something like right. So they say that one is not kosher. So but here they say if you kosher 3 times, since it is questionable, it's not exactly earthenware. It was like processed, right? So he said that you can cover with heavy duty, like double layer heavy foil. Okay. Even in this case, it's advisable to use a Pesach rack. So Pesach rack meaning not to put it on the bottom, right? So, however, it's not necessary to use a pen or insert. So insert is a special like plastic things, like the standard sizes that they put inside of your sink. So some people, as we say, they kasher and then still put these things inside. I mean, but the thing, the problem with the insert, I mean, if you don't have a choice, yeah, you can use it. But the problem with this insert, so it's like it's a generic size. It's not like approximately like from this size to that size. You can use this insert. So basically, what? So meaning that you think it's going to be smaller. The inside is going to be much smaller. Okay. The person does not care. Yeah, you can use insert. Okay. Continue. The sink itself should be completely lined with a heavy. So it's solution number 1, right? So the sink itself should be completely lined with a heavy-duty aluminum foil. Okay. A Pesach rack is placed upon the covered sink bottom, and a large Pesach dish pan is placed on a rack. Sure. So meaning what? That I think this solution is maybe it's the easiest out of all solutions, the way I see it, right? So meaning that they cover everything without koshering. Right? I mean, clean, yes, right? Since it is impossible to kosher, right? Since should be cleaned, not use hot water for 24 hours. The faucet and knobs should be cleaned, right? Should be kashered. But then you cover the whole surface with aluminum foil, heavy duty. So I mean this heavy duty, it costs a little more, maybe 3 times more, but it's worth it since you don't need for everything, right? So for this there are things for sure. I mean if you put a regular foil, it's going to rip after the first usage, even the double layer. Right, but heavy duty is very good. All right. So then, you cover it completely with aluminum foil. You put a Pesach rack, so like some mini rack, so it would not touch the bottom. That's it. That's the point. How far should be, like how high should be the legs? I mean, I think it's standard. Whatever is it, like inch or something. Whatever is it. Right. And then anyway, on this rack, you put a Pesach pan. Pesach dish pan. So dish pan is like plastic thing. You buy a new one, where you're going to wash. So yes, it is convenient, like that you use your sink, right, for a drain purposes. But technically, you're going to wash everything in this dishpan, and even this dishpan is not going to touch the bottom, because underneath the dishpan you have a this rack, Pesach rack. I mean, it's a regular rack. Okay. Okay, continue. So all dishes, pots, and flatware are washed in this pan. So meaning they never touch the sink, even the covered one. Not just a second. Not on aluminum covering of the sink. So meaning what they're trying to say, it's very inconvenient. It is. You understand? But that's the only way. Okay. If one sink is used for meat and dairy, one needs separate racks and pans for the meat and dairy. So for people who have one sink, and still there we're discussing using one sink, we still have said that you have to have two separate racks, right? For sure. So here is exactly the same. So maybe on the bottom, where this aluminum foil is, because there are many crevices there for sure. So it could be the mixture of meat and milk together, but that's not now intention basically. But it's possible that it's going to be there. So I mean, it's impossible to drain all of the water completely after you stop finish washing the dishes. So okay, but we got the point. But okay, so again, if we're planning to use for meat and dairy, so I have 2 racks and 2 dish pans, of course. 25 commentary. Essentially, either lining the sink with a foil or inserting the dish pan suffices. So now, I mean, first in the main text of Halachah, he gives the best preferable option, and in a commentary, he gives like leniency if needed. So he said, essentially, either lining of the sink with foil or inserted dish pan is suffices, right? So, but he said, but in his in his description, he said have it line, have a dish rack, and have a dish pan, like all the 3 things. But after the fact, he said essentially is either lining of the sink with a foil or inserted dish pan suffices. However, since one usually removes the dish pan, it is not advisable to leave the chometz sink uncovered during the Pesach. Exactly. Okay. In addition, relying upon the foil covering alone is unadvisable, since the utensils being washed usually touch the foil covering sink sides. It's a problem, of course. Often there is a water between the sink sides and the foil, right? As we said, it's impossible to drain out, right? And the foil. So often there is water between the sink sides and the foil covering that can enable chometz taste from the sink to pass through the foil and penetrate the utensils. I mean, it's a little of like far-fetched, but there is a possibility. Although halachic grounds can be found to be lenient with regard to these concerns, using both foil and inserts is preferable. So I guess in my mind, if you're going to already use this lining, and then like it's not such a big deal, since it's not convenient anyway, right? To use like that. So have a dish pan, and since you're going to have a dish pan, so have a dish rack. So like, what is it? Right? What's the problem? Not the dish rack. What is it called? Pesach rack. I mean, they call it rack. So I mean, like some of them have legs, and some of them don't have legs. Right? It's like they put it on the bottom, not to break fine glass or something, or whatever you're washing in your sink. Right. No problem. Okay, so now we finish only with one, so it's second approach, and it's very big part, but we cannot stop in the middle, so we continue. One should purchase, so it's second approach. One should purchase a plastic sink insert and place it into the sink. So, okay. The insert are available today in variety of sizes. So we can even see on the internet, whatever they say. Okay. One who uses the insert usually does not need the rack, of course, on the bottom of the sink, of course, because the insert that does not go all the way anyway, right? So it's somewhere in the air, right? Or it has some things on the bottom. Again, one who uses insert usually does not need the rack on the sink bottom, since most often the insert is suspended. Here we go, from above the sink to the top. So the reason is they, as I said, they made it in general fashion, and some sinks are a little deeper, some a little more shallow. So I mean. That's so they give you size. For example, I don't know, I'm just making up size. Let's say 18 by 22. I'm making up size. So, but 18 by 22, it could be this deep, and it could be like 1.5 times of this deep. Understand? So, but the insert is going to be exactly the same. Right? So meaning what? As I said, it's most likely it's suspended. So I saw some people using inserts. Right. In this insert that does not, if this insert does not rest on the sink bottom, right? One should place, if the insert does rest on the sink bottom, okay, so meaning it fits perfectly. One should place a rack under the insert, okay, under the insert, meaning that so it would not touch, okay. One who uses a sink insert does not need to cover the sink surface or use the dishpan. I mean, if insert completely covers everything, so right, so you don't need to kasher, you don't need to do anything. We kasher only the faucet, as we said. If sink is used for both meat and dairy utensil, one must use 2 sink inserts. I mean, as we understand, it's a big deal. It's a big deal to remove the sink insert and then put another one. Okay. I guess, my guess, just if you want to eat, what's the dairy? Well, let me think. I think we don't have a dairy dishes on Pesach. Right? So we don't eat dairy, or if you do, if we eat dairy, first of all, it's cold. Whatever cheese, whatever it's called, and we eat from disposable plates. That's it. So you don't have all of the headaches. The only problem when you, not problem, it's a blessing when you have little kids and they need something like milk, right? But on you can wash it in the bathroom, right? This dairy pots. That's it. I mean, to make it easier. So otherwise, as he's saying that if you have, you need to 2 inserts, 2 dishpans. I mean, too much headaches, right? And let them eat from disposable for 8 days. There is no problem. But in cases of need, yes, you have two inserts, or you wash in the bathroom. Okay, so whichever opinions is used, one should kasher the faucet spout, right? As we said, knobs. And replace the sink strainer. Okay. In the course of the washing dishes, hot water may, due to the poor drainage, rise to fill the sink bottom. This exposes the dish to the hot water. There is an water that is in contact with the unkosher sink surface. Therefore, one must ensure that the sink drain does not become clogged. This is essentially important when using the sink insert, since the access to the sink drain often limited. So I mean, and that's what I saw also in actually one shul has it, not too far from me. Like that's what they have. They have this um, this porcelain sink, and that's how they cash. I mean, they do everything correctly. And do they have insert? I don't remember what they have. No, that's sure what that I'm thinking. No, they have this. They do only aluminum foil. I don't know, some other place they have this insert drinks in often. So the problem is when you pour out some like a lot of water, so the water level can raise. I mean, if it's during the year, there is no problem. But the problem is when this contact of this sink that as we just said, we never kosher, so the water goes up, and now this hot water in contact, and now it's going to your dishes. So meaning you have a direct contact from this homemade sink to your dishes. I mean, of course, it's more than 24 hours, and this and that. It's chances it's not a homemade at all, but still, right? So we try, like as we said many times before on the Pesach, we try to be very, very careful. Okay. So he said, try to make sure that the sink is unclogged. Okay. Due to this problem, some advise that even porcelain sink that will be covered should be kashered with the boiling water in the manner described above. Okay. So I think that's amazing advice. So the meaning technically we said not obligated to kasher, but some advice to kasher in this case when the overflow. So that's what you can use. Okay. So meaning kasher, and then you don't have to be afraid that the water would come up. Okay. Continue. Stricter opinions. It should be noted that there are stricter opinions with regard to the Kashering sink for Pesach. Some require that even milubam be used when kashering the sink bottom. So meaning this hot stone stuff. Commentaries say the sink sides do not require the even milubam. Kashering with the even milubam can be done either by placing the stone on each area of the sink, on the sink bottom, as the hot water is being poured over that area, or by filling the sink with boiling water and dropping even milubam as described above. Okay, so it's not necessary. I mean, it's too much. When we're going to explain, you understand that it's too much, but technically, some people would do it. Okay, let's put it this way. So what he's saying that they put this hot stone everywhere, and then pour water from the this boiling kettle, meaning that the temperatures would be huge, very high temperature, like a steam, and it's going to kill everything in there. I'm not sure how often. I'm just thinking how often you have to return this stone to the to be heat up again. I'm not sure how many times. We've never done it, but there is such an opinion. Okay. So or another one that fill the sink with the boiling water and drop the stone on the bottom. Okay. Almost done. If an even milubam is not used, these opinions require that after kashering with Eruv Klirishon, the sink should be covered with the manner cited in E above, right? Meaning with aluminum foil. One should follow one's custom, or in absence of custom, consult one's Rav. So I say, if you consult me, I said don't go crazy. So just kasher if it's possible to kasher. If it's stainless steel, if it's not stainless steel, right? Other things, right? So just I guess we can do it in the middle opinion. We can still kasher, and then so we can still kasher in line with aluminum foil, and right. Or if somebody wants to put insert, no problem. Let them put insert. Okay. So I think we can stop here. It was a little longer than expected, but Had to finish. Right, so let's do 5 minutes break, and we're going to continue after break with other topics. 5 minutes. Okay, 5 minutes. So we continue today with our class Hilchas Yichud, and we continue with our big topic that we started some time ago, with Balok beer. So some exceptions, meaning when the husband is in the town. In next scenario, C10, Balok beer when the husband is asleep or sedated. Okay, the exemption of Balok beer is fully effective even when the husband is asleep, right? The wife is protected by the sense of mirtas, anxiety, in the presence of her husband, even when while he's asleep, meaning that he can wake up in any moment. So he's a good shomer, basically. Okay. Accordingly, a boarder or a guest may enter and stay in a home if his host, home of his host, even if a woman in the house is awake while her husband sound asleep. Okay. So meaning just because he's asleep does not mean that he cannot wake up in any second. Okay. So she would have this anxiety, basically. So sub point 1, and it says, if the husband is in deep slumber due to the drugs or sleeping pills. However, it is questionable if the exemption balach beer applies cases when the husband is asleep with the aid of sedatives or sleeping pills. Sedatives or sleeping pills, okay, that induce the deep slumber. So meaning these strong pills, like right, that he's not going to wake up for the next, I don't know, 5, 10, 7 hours. 5, 7, 10 hours. Okay. It would appear that Halachah depends on the logic behind the exemption of balach beer. So meaning that after this like strong medicine, right, strong sleeping pills, most likely he's not going to wake up, right? So where's the logic? As explained earlier in C above, the married woman who believes her husband is in a city would feel anxiety in any Yichud, and thus never submit to arise conduct. Okay, that's what we said before. However, the precise nature of this anxiety is controversy among the poskim. So as we said, two opinions. One opinion was more, in my opinion, more realistic, that there is a realistic probability that he can come, right? And then second was no, just in general, that doesn't matter even if he never going to come, if he never came like at this time. Okay, so there are two main views put forth by the poskim for the reason behind the exemption of balach beer. See also section C1 above. Okay. I mean, I think they just repeated it. Okay, so it says fear of discovery. So first one, fear of discovery. According to the first view, balach beer is based on mirtas. There is a fear of discovery. This means that the married woman always feels apprehension that her husband will discern any arise conduct. Right, discern, feel, and he's going to come. Okay. So and then abstract psychology. So meaning the second view. According to the second view, the concept of balach beer is an abstract psychology, not directly related to any actual fear of discovery, but rather based upon undefined emotion that a woman feels with the knowledge that her husband is in a city. So meaning this is more spiritual. I mean the first one is more logical acceptable, but this one is more spiritual. Okay, so let's see. According to the first view, fear of discovery it can be argued that whether there is no reasonable fear of discovery, as when the husband is a drug-induced slumber, the exemption of balach bir does not apply, since there is no fear of discovery during the time, especially if it was he's away and unlikely to return home. During discovery, especially if he's away and unlikely. Okay, so meaning when he's under these drugs, under these pills, most likely he's not going to wake up, right? Or it's unlikely that he's going to come home. Like in the past 30 years that he's working this job, he never came home like in the middle of the day. So she would be like to say that she would be very apprehensive. I don't think so. Okay, so which just makes sense. Continue. However, according to the second view, balach bir is abstract psychology. So abstract psychology means it does not connect to any like reality-based facts. So it's abstract psychology. It's actually if it would work, it's very good. It's very good. So psychology. There is deeper seated fear of infidelity unrelated to the fear of the discovery, and most of the women would she's supposed to have it. So if she's a God-fearing person, this is her. You understand? That's her. Felt by a normal married woman, when her husband is in a city, there is a basis to permit Yichud under the exemption of balach bir, even if the husband is in a deep sleep. Because it can be argued that the feeling of your husband presence affects you emotionally and affects your emotions of loyalty and fear of infidelity. Okay, so meaning it's in her head, and she most likely she's not going to do that. Okay. So let's read again, just so we understand one more time quickly. However, according to the second view, the balach bir is abstract psychology. We explained there is a deeper seated in fear of infidelity unrelated to fear of discovery. So meaning that just the thought, right? That if he discovered, it's end of my life, basically. Felt by a normal married woman when the husband in a city. Okay. There is a basis to permit Yichud under the exemption of balach bir, even the husband is in deep sleep, because it can be argued that the feeling of the husband presence, so meaning he's not going to wake up, but his presence, he's in the next room or something, right? Presence affects your emotionally, emotions of loyalty and fear or infidelity. So according to the second view, there is no problem. According to the first view, yeah, that's a big problem. Point number 2, halachic conclusions on a question of husband is a drug-induced sleep. In practice, one should be stringent. If the husband is not actually in the house, for example, he is in his drug-induced slumber in nearby overnight clinic, or at a relative's house in a city. Oh, okay. There's I actually familiar a little with that. So in some clinics they try to analyze and help with insomnia. So the people would stay there overnight. So all of the technicians, everybody would come. So it was actually a question about Yichud, but there were many people there, right? Many people, and they monitor the person sleep, right? There is a big problem today. I'm not sure for like how big is the issue. I never researched it, but I heard from people that they cannot sleep, right? And they tired always, and they cannot perform because many times because of the different anxiety. So I think that's another like point when we must thank HaShem if a person can sleep, right, and then get recharged, because it's not, we should not take it for granted. So people are very tired, they want to sleep, they cannot fall asleep. Right. So I'm not sure. So I knew that the person went to this procedure. I'm not sure how they end up, and they found the cause of the issue or not. I'm not sure. But of course, it's spiritual. It's more spiritual. Okay. However, if the sleep is he is asleep in the house, right? I mean, right? One may be lenient with in cases Yichud be midrabanan. So meaning with two men or a woman. Okay. So Yichud midraisa is 1-to-1, but midrabanan even if two of them are there. Okay. Two men or two women. Okay. One second. So I mean, like the stricter opinion. I mean, if he's in a clinic, like overnight, he's there, he's sleeping, he's not going to come, or he stayed over, he went to a wedding and he does not want to drive. So even in this house, but he stays with his cousin. Okay, of course he's not like most likely if this type of the husband who likes to drink alcohol, yeah, he's not coming back. But should be. Right, but okay. So in the case of Yichud midrabanan, if he is sleeping, we can use be lenient, meaning and allowed Yichud if he's in this house, right? But in case of in Yichud midraisa, meaning that one man and one woman and husband is sedated, so yeah, it would not be allowed. Okay, so we have to be stringent. Okay, almost done. And it says, however, in very difficult circumstances, for example, to provide medical care for the woman or the husband, one may permit. Oh, meaning that there is a nurse, like a male nurse, came to visit the husband, right? Okay. Again, forever, if it's very difficult circumstances, for example, to provide medical care for the woman or her husband, one may permit Yichud midaraisa with a woman whose husband is in a deep slumber, induced by sleeping pill or other drugs. Even so, she should leave the door unlocked if possible, or if it's late at night, leave a large window in a well-lit room facing the street unshuttered. Okay, so meaning, as we said, if she's, as we said, maybe on the first or second floor, on the third floor, it's not going to work out so well. Okay, so we stop. Okay, let's stop here. Very interesting. So let's see the question. Okay, so from today, we have a question about prayer. Okay. In Ashrei, we say, all your works shall thank you, HaShem, and your devout ones will bless you. I wonder what is the difference between thanking and blessing. Oh, it's a very good question. So again, in Ashrei, we say, all your works shall thank you, HaShem, and you devout ones will bless you. I wonder what's the difference between thanking and blessing. So when we thank someone, HaShem, or right, so HaShem, or even someone, so somebody did us a favor, somebody, I don't know, let us pass in front of them, right, held the door for us, we say thank you. So, and here is the whole thing is blessing, is ended. But if somebody, like we were out of work and somebody paid for us rent, like for 3 months, right, until we got a new job, and they bought us food and did all other favors and lent our car to go to the job interview, all of these wonderful things. So this, I think, it's not just say thanks is not enough. So if we're good people, normal people, we would bless this person to glorify them, how the noble they are, they help us with all these beautiful things. So, and we will continue like praise this person. So that's the difference. So praising, right, acknowledging all of the great qualities of that person. So it would be much more than somebody just hold me the door. So it did not cost him much, or right. That's the difference. And it says that other people should also thank him. And I'm getting this question from time to time. We have this series of the Halachos of brachas, right, online. So sometimes non-Jews know how they reach out to me, and they say if they were allowed to watch it because I want to praise HaShem and praise it improperly. So I always tell them, no, you should not watch it, because this blessing is not true, right? Whatever Jews said, like this blessing, right, before eating the food is not considered like you're not obligated to do so. So, but of course, it's proper for you to create some, like towards some kind of thanks to HaShem for all the foods before, at least before, maybe after is also, but that's the thing. So they would thank him, but the Jews would bless him. Maybe blessing meaning to exalt him, to exalt him, right, with all of this beautiful explanation how great he is, right? That's the difference between blessing and thanking. Okay. And only Jewish nation is surely blesses HaShem. All other can thank him. Okay, so next question. Our question about halachas of brachas. Okay. If we made hagafen on a grape juice, with intention of drinking any other beverages, okay, and there is no other beverage in front of us, do we need to make a new bracha for drinking different beverage? If we did not, if we did not drink the shiur of grape juice, when would be the bracha expire? If we took a nap for 20 minutes, will the bracha expire? Okay. So there are here two different topics. Okay, so let's start from the beginning. So halachas or brachas. If one make hagafen on a grape juice with intention drinking other beverage. So basically, just to remind us, so we have the full picture. Grape juice or wine, it's one and the same. Grape wine, of course. So they work exactly as a bread for other foods. So the grape juice and wine works for other beverages. Meaning, if you made a blessing on grape juice, and if you have other beverages in front of you, right? So they're covered. If you had intention to drink other beverages, right, or it's your habit to drink other beverage after grape juice for whatever reason, so they're also covered. So if you want to drink coffee, right, and the coffee is not ready, it does not matter. So since it was in your intention, explicit intention, that I want to use coffee or drink coffee, or after this I want to drink, I don't know, whatever you have there, liquid yogurt, for example, it's also liquid, like watery, like there is like a drinkable one, not the one that you have to use the spoon, right? So I want to drink, I don't know, whatever, apple juice, so it is covered, even they were not in front of us because of the special intention, right? So the blessing is covered, and so other things are covered, and how long this bracha, like how long after this blessing you can start drinking tea, for example. So I think if you're still in that room, right, so this blessing is still valid, and you still have a grape juice, right? So meaning that this bracha is continuing, right? So I guess start as soon as possible, maybe after 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes, but right. But if person went out of this room, there is it's questionable if this next beverage is covered, and one of the reason why because it's not in front of, it wasn't never in front of him, right? So I mean, don't put yourself in that situation. basically. Okay. In front of us, we need to make a bracha drinking beverage. If you did not drink Shiur grapes juice, okay, so Shiur grape juice, it's a different story. When would we expire? So Shiur is counted only after for a blessing after that, right? So meaning if person drank enough, what does it mean enough? Enough means that the person drank revis. Revis, we said almost 3 ounces, almost 3 ounces to 2.9, that's something like that, ounces, right? Of this grape juice in 2 sips, right? And even though we said before there is opinions that revis is actually shiur is not revis. Revis, we know how much it is revis, but it's actually kizayis, meaning kizayis is only 1 ounce. So it's a huge difference. And then when we explained this situation, we said drink more than 1 ounce for sure, right? Oh, I'm sorry. Take it back. Drink less than 1 ounce or more than 3 ounces, right? So then you're going to be good according to all opinions. If you drank less than 1 ounce, you're not obligated to say after blessing under any opinion. If you drank minimum 3 ounces, you have many opinions to rely on. Not everybody, but we can rely on that opinion, 3 ounces. Right, so and once you drank these 3 ounces, let's go by the most accepted opinion. Then you would need to make the blessing miyam shalosh, right? This miyam shalosh, the 3-part blessing that we say after mizoines, or when a person ate mizoines, like cookies, cake, or drink wine or grape juice in this case, or ate fruits that land of Israel blessed with. Blessed meaning this what is it? Pomegranates, figs, right? Olives, grapes, and other things. Okay, so dates, right? So in this case, so if you're going to say if you drank enough, meaning shiur, let's say this revis, into sips, right? I mean, it's not a big deal, basically. It's not. So and then all other, then when you say the blessing after, so all other beverages are included, like same as bread, right? But if you did not drink enough in this period of time, 2 sips, right? According to majority opinions. All right, so in this case, you cannot say blessing after you finish with wine and coffee and tea in this this yogurt and this milk or whatever else you drank. So in this case, since you never drank enough wine, so we have to see if a person drank enough other beverages, like these 3 ounces of our other beverage. So in this case, we would need to say barene fashos. And our grape juice or grape or wine, whatever, it's going to include it in barene fashos, but we don't say the 3-part blessing, right? So that's how shiur, when the blessing expired. I'm not sure. So if, for example, a person drank some grape juice, right, and then drank all other beverages, so and continue drinking. So the drinking session is continued until when? Until even 5 hours later. So and right until they finish. So I mean, I don't recommend it, but technically it could be, like if person stays in one room studying or does something on the computer. So it's possible, right? So and then even sometimes you drink all of this, you have 7 cups empty, but if you drink everything in small sips, so you're not obligated and not allowed even to say the blessing after. So that's how the shiur works. Expire. So usually, in general, the blessing after expired. There is a very lenient opinion, I have to say. There is a very lenient opinion. It says 72 minutes. So 72 minutes, like we try not to rely on this opinion, except the case of bread. But we said that, I think, in that class. So how do you know that the shiur expired? The shiur expired when your food is digested. So there is a special I don't the term for halachah for digestion point, right? And but you can technically understand the digestion point, the food or drink was digested. How? For example, you ate apple or bananas. Now you again hungry, right? So meaning what? So most likely it's already digested. That's why you're hungry. So but nevertheless, I'll suggest say you have 30 minutes. Even if you ate one banana, one apple, unless a person is ate before, was satiated, it was like this banana was like a snack, so maybe. But if person it's the only meal, the only piece of food that he or she ate, so most likely they're going to be hungry in the next 20 minutes. But also just say, even you're still hungry, but since you ate and it was the normal portion, so you can say even in 30 minutes. With the liquids, we said, with the liquids, when next time you're thirsty again. So I was thirsty. I drank this. This? Let's say orange juice. Right now I'm good. I'm doing what I want to do, and 20 minutes later, 15 minutes later, I am thirsty again. So meaning what? So it's too late. So what do? Solution is very simple. You just make a blessing on something else that you did not mean to drink. Right? You say the blessing. You drink enough, and after that you can say the after blessing on the grape juice. Even then more than 30 minutes pass, even 72 minutes pass. So you can have intention. So if it's still coverable, so if I can still cover with this blessing, what I just drank now and what I drank before, so it should be covered. If not, what can I do? Next time I'm going to be more careful. Okay, so there is a continuation of this question. I guess clarifications. Thank you, Rav. Make sure I understand the answer. If there is no intention and nothing is in front of us, other beverage not covered by hagafen. No, that's correct. Yeah, and I did not say it, but yes, I implied it. Same with other things like. If you have a bowl of fruits on the table, and I took only one piece, I don't want to overcomplicate it. For example, if I put a piece of grape, so I say prohibited, so all other fruits are there included. Right? But if, for example, if I even I did not intend, but that's a person's psychology that people usually say, no, I'm not hungry, and then they eat a lot more than other people. So I know people like that. So it was one person. He said 17 times before coming. I'm very poor eater. I almost don't eat. At least I said, look, that's fine. You eat. We're not going to force you. Whatever he stay or for Shabbos. I said you eat whatever you want. No pressure. Whatever you're going to take whatever the piece you want, whatever salad you want. No pressure, right? And then he ate so much. My wife was happy if somebody eats. It's the best approval of your cooking. But people say one thing and do exactly the opposite. So it's psyche. What I'm trying to say, it's a psychology of the person. They say no, but if they see the food in front of them, they're going to continue. Even initially they did not think that they're hungry. So same if it's in front of you, even you had the intention to eat one piece of grape, so most likely that you're going to eat others. So that's why they include it. Or something in the refrigerator. So I know there is another a piece of fruit in there. So a kiwi or something. I wanted to get a little colder, and then I'm going to eat it. So no problem. Okay, so it is included. Other things, not included. So okay, second thing. Also, since we did not drink a shiur of grape juice, are there other beverages still covered? Since hamotza is only covered Mm. Cover other foods when having kizais of bread. Yeah, that's amazing point, and that's exactly correct, 100%. So the question is if right. I think that the answer should be no logically. Right, logically the answer should be no. Like we actually said it another day. Like when people do not want to eat bread a lot, or like not a lot, even kizais they don't want to eat. They say kizais is like 29 grams. It's not a lot. 1 ounce. Right. So if they ate only a little, and that's and like they need and they do not like intend to eat more, for example, or they it's kazais, but they're going to eat during the duration of the whole meal for the whole hour. So of course, in this case, a person must say the separate blessing on all the other foods, right? But there is a lenient opinion. We have to understand also lenient opinion that they say that the kizais actually it's not 29 grams, it's 17 grams. You understand? So it's 15 or 16 is sound, or I think it's 17. There is such opinion. So meaning it's even less. So technically, if somebody drank this. Not even revis, but not even revisit, but kizais, and maybe kizais is like half of it, so it's like small sip. So it basically person put themselves in this difficult situation. That's what I want to say. So if a person did not drink enough this grape juice, right? So it's a difficult situation. So it could be the blessing in vain if they would try to drink something else, or it's not covered because they did not drink enough. So I would say if a situation like that, don't rely on this halacha. Just go and take something else, some other food, right? Some whatever food and not liquid, a piece of candy, whatever thing, right? Say shechakol, and keep in mind. So I want to cover other beverages. That's it. So I think it's more straightforward because it is right. In order for bread to cover, you need to eat kizais. So in order for wine to cover other things, so you have to drink wine in sufficient quantity. Sufficient quantity is minimum is revis. Right. So as we said, even like half of it maybe work, but try not to put yourself in that situation. Like the things that we spoke about the Pesach. So if you're going to line it up, right, with all of this heavy duty aluminum foil, so put a rack on the bottom. So what is the problem? Don't. So if you already started, if you want to go all the way, so go all the way, right? And put the dish pan. Is it absolutely necessary? It's not. But since you're on this path, so do the best. Okay. Very good questions. Okay, so next one. Shalom Rabbi, I learned from the Maged Avraham, cited the books of prayer with fire, that one must not interrupt one Shmona Esrei, even if will lose the significant amount of money. Okay. We also learned about the sage, I think I heard from Rabbi Reuven Shlita, and also Perkios, who has prayed Shmona Esrei and apply this halacha. Okay. My question is, if someone starts to have the urge to use the restroom after starting Shmona Esrei, Kriya Shema or Birchas Hamazon, does he interrupt? Okay. So, all right. So let's start from the beginning. It's very interesting question. So again, so the question is, if are we allowed to interrupt Shmona Esrei, right? So for money, of course, we don't interrupt. There are some instances when we do allowed to interrupt Shmona Esrei. For example, if we cannot continue praying like that, for example, somebody did something that now it smells not good, right? So we have to move, right? Or somebody is sick, so meaning he's not sneezing, especially in during the coronavirus. So people were afraid of each other. Somebody came without mask or mask, and sneezing. So in order to wipe his nose, he has to take the masks down, and people start running away from this person. So in this case, yeah, in some cases you're allowed to move during the Shmoneh Esrei. So the question is if somebody have an urge to go to the restroom. So the proper way is to go to the restroom before the prayer, to check oneself. But, for example, whatever happened, person did not have an urge to check himself, did not have an urge at all, right? And now in the middle of the Shmoneh Esrei, so I would just say you have to continue praying, right? Before, you're not allowed to start praying, but and since he started the praying, there was no urge. So if he can finish, if there is any possibility for the person to finish, even with the urge, doesn't matter how strong, right, the Shmoneh Esrei, so he should hold back, right? Kriya Shema, same as Kriya Shema, but after person finish Kriya Shema, then you can go to the bathroom. Of course, you don't say Asher Yotzer in this case, of course, blessing after bathroom, because you're not allowed to speak, period. So you go, you wash your hands, and you continue praying. All right. Kriya Shema, Birchas Hamazon. So, I mean, the Halachos for Birchas Hamazon is same as, I'm trying to see what was it. I mean, maybe it's more lenient because you're sitting. Okay, can you turn this side, that side? I mean, you can. There is no problem. If needed, you can relocate during Birchas Hamazon. For example, you started the Birchas Hamazon, and then your wife came without head covering, or she came in the kitchen with the short sleeves, for example. Okay, so I mean, she can walk like this in the house, but not in front of you. So you wanna move and go sit in a different part of the room. There is no problem. Okay. Continue. So, but otherwise we don't interrupt. So it's proper to check oneself before this. Okay. Okay. So next question. Well, question about cattle. Okay. I wonder if we pour boiled water from the kettle to chametz, for example, instant noodles. Right. That's the big problem. Mm-hmm. Would there be concern that the steam of the chametz, of course, it's concern of the irui, would render the kettle? Oh, it's not even the steam, the irui itself, the stream itself. Stream. I apologize. I said the steam, but stream, right? From the Chofetz or irui. Stream. Kettle. Chametz kettle, since not allowed to use Kashering The Sink. I think so. I mean, I would somehow when I started reading, I even thought that from evaporation, right, from the steam, from this noodle. So if right, that's also would be a problem. Okay. So that was the problem with my office. Like at first, I thought that everybody we have the water dispenser, right? So you get water. It's like from this like a tank. So you get the water or the cold water, nice from this spring water, right? Or you get like hot water. You have tea bags, wherever you make yourself coffee, may make yourself tea. No problem. All is good. Right, but until I saw first time, it's like I never thought about it. Like, I mean, you read in the books, but sometimes it escapes you. So people were using this instant noodles or other things. They would put like very close, not to spill or something, to the spout. So basically, spout was almost inside of this cup. So when I saw it for the first time, it was shock to me. And then I stopped using it. Like, Unfortunately, I mean, what can you do? Cold one, right? Cold one, I was continue using. Right, but there are two spouts. One for hot, one for but hot, absolutely not. So I bought myself like this boiler, right? I don't know whatever they say. The thing is um, to boil water in a cup. That's it. But cold water, yeah, you can use. So of course, yeah, in this case, the kettle would be right. Chometz because of the stream for sure. Okay. So okay, so I'm looking at the picture. So this is example of the what of the this counter dive. It's porcelain, right? Or one of the synthetic one. I mean, could it be a granite, marble? Right? I don't know. I think it's not. Okay, no problem. Close it. Okay, so question about the Kashering The Faucet. I wonder if we need to kasher the extendable part of the extendable spray faucet. I don't think so. So what we said, if you have this extendable part, so it's actually easy to kasher the faucet yourself. You pull the thing, put it on the bottom of the sink, and then you just kasher there. I mean, it's easier than the kasher like on top, and it's not stable, right? Right. That's what we said. But inside it's never in contact. So even if you pour out this water from pasta, right? Usually the faucet is there inside. So if you like if you pull out, so meaning that you want to wash somewhere else, so there is no access to Chometz. Okay, so next question. Kurav, about Kashering the sink. I wonder why should we kasher the sink bottom and works way up, since the upper water would run down to the bottom. Okay, if we kasher the bottom first, would the later water from the side ruin the kashering bottom, and we need to kasher the bottom again? No, there's no problem. Once you kasher for Pesach, it is kasher, period. Right, so that's why he said we start from the bottom, because the bottom of the sink it's actually represent the real issue. It is the real issue because you pour there. So on the walls, maybe it's a splatter, maybe yes, maybe no. But it was not. Well, at least I think it's my opinion. It was not clearly shown. The bottom, yes, when you pour this water from your spaghetti, yes, it is on the bottom. But even if it's a splatter from the bottom of the sink on the side, so it's already not really clearly shown. So for sure, it's much lower level. So the real halakhic problem is the bottom. So you cover all of the bottom, right? No problem. As we said, you can go side by side, section by section. So the question is of this question: why do you need to go from bottom to the top? Maybe it's better go to from top to the bottom. No, it's actually very simple. We cannot do like kasher on the wet surface. So once the surface is kasher, for example, this bottom, no problem. So bottom is kasher, that's it. Right, but now you have to kasher the wall. So if you go from bottom to the top, right, like this, or even like vertical lines, whatever you do, right. So you go from the bottom to top. So meaning like when you go up, right, and the water on top when on the part when you pour the water, it's dry. That's it. That's our point. So if it runs down the wall, there is no problem. So that part was already kasher on the contact, and there is a cold water. There is no problem. So that's the logic. We did not say it. I know. He did not say it so explicitly, but that's what it meant. Maybe he said it. I don't know. Okay, but I think he said it. Maybe not in the right. In the way I explained simpler, but that's what he meant. Yes. Mm-hmm. So continue. Next question. I wonder if we need a special kind of disposable dish or utensil for general kashrut purposes, or we can just buy one at the store. I'm not sure what it means. Wonder if we need a special kind of disposable dish. Disposable dish. Or utensil for general kashrut purposes. Or we can buy just one in the store. Meaning, if there's a kashrut concern, if you want to buy this. Disposable one, usually there is no problem, but on what is it, on like aluminum pans, like some people like cooking them. I mean, many people cooking them. It's very convenient. It's actually on some of them there is a kashrut. Believe it or not, OU, right? OU is certified so that there is not like non-edible, not kosher, like covering something like in this pan. So yeah, that's concern. Some people prefer to buy only kosher certified. Is it strictly necessary? No, but with the disposable dishes, like with plastic one, styrofoam one, there is no problem. You can buy any. At least I never heard about any issues. Okay. Yes. So next question. A question about Hefsek Dat. Okay. If we made the bracha Rishona and then left the room or even the building, what are the criteria where we would or would not have to make another bracha Rishona? Okay, so let's see. So the question is, right? The question about Hefsek Das. Okay. So meaning that like when a person loses concentration on the blessing. I think I missed to answer this question before. Right, so I apologize. So in the question before, I meant to answer, but escape. So if somebody napped for 20 minutes, for sure, like a person lost all the concentration, even for 5 minutes. So that they napped, or 3 minutes, whatever, they napped, so that there is no concentration. And if they want to eat, continue after they woke up, so they would need to make another blessing, right? So sure. So thank you for reminding us. So, okay, so if a person left the premises, if a person went from one to a room and to another, even a different floor, according to majority opinion, does not need to say different blessing. When person goes outside, if it's only momentarily, just so somebody was driving by and said, look, I have for you whatever new book, just come out. And he said, okay, so the person was eating, came out for like 37 seconds, came back, no problem, no need. But according to some opinions, once you went outside, that's it. You need to say new blessings. The only exception is the bread. So since so the logic is for all other fruits besides the bread and mizones, according to majority opinion, mizones, and according to my minority opinion, even for wine and 7 and other 5 fruits that the land of Israel blessed with. So you're not obligated to return to say the blessing after, like the brocha achrona. So that's the thing, right? Meaning what? So if a person, like, it's proper not to leave the place. So Shulchan Aruch said, don't leave this place until you say the blessing, period. But we were talking is inadvertently, after the fact, person went and now it's too hard for him to return. So technically he can say a blessing after the apple that he ate in another place, in his car, in the office, wherever he is, right? There is no problem. For bread, it's a problem because Birchas Hamazon you must say in a place where you ate. And according to many poskim, also mizoines, you ate piece of cake, enough. So I have to return and say the Ala Mechia blessing, right? This three parts blessing. You have to say in a place where you ate, and according to some opinion, if you even drank wine or ate grapes or figs or pomegranates, right? So you have to return. So meaning what? Meaning if halacha obligates you to return, so meaning you never lost your concentration on coming back. We have these classes online, right? When this topic is huge. I think we will spend 4, 5, or 6, 7 hours just to discussing this issue. But the different circumstances. But technically, basically, the bottom line, as I explained, right? For if it's B'nai Nefashos, so you're not obligated to return. Meaning, as soon as you left, your blessing is expired. When you come back, you need to make another blessing, because you did not have to return. But in case of the bread, right, the blessing is still working. But if you went far, across the street to another building, if it was your intention to continue eating, and you still have this intention, according to some opinion, you can continue. But according to all of the opinion, if somebody is still sitting at the table, so you just went out and you came back, but the other people that you started to eat with, as one company, yes. So then you just continue eating. There is no problem. Maybe you would need to wash your hands, and say the blessing, but it's a different story, right? So that's, it's much more complicated, but in a nutshell, that's what it is. Okay. So next question. I have a question about halachos or brachas. Okay. If person applies hand cream before doing nitilas yadayim, and the word that does not wash the cream off, does it invalidate the nitilas yadayim? Because you see, the cream is for sure. It's like chatzitza. It's separation between the skin itself, the hand, and the water. Right. So of course, this nitilas yadayim is not proper. Right. So it's proper to wash off the cream completely with the soap, I guess, and then dry the hands completely. Wipe the hands dry, and then rewash again. And then after you finish, you can put this cream again. Okay, so next question, Rabbi, regarding the ground corn product for Sephardim. Ground corn product. Okay, no problem. I understand for Ashkenazim it is anonymous to make shechakol. However, I read in two similarly reliable places the Sephardim make adama. They said that Avraham Yosef and majority Sephardi Paskim, but the link to the source is on the website was down, and the other website had no source. We should think it is similar to many ground plants or products like apple sauce. It's not like apples. No. Okay, apple sauce, where those who follow Rav Avadia would make ha'etz. Also, I heard Rabbi Reuven Shlita say to make adama. I'm not sure, but I can remember the Shiur. Also, will help. Particular example, corn chip. Okay. So let's see from the beginning. All right. So the ground corn product. So whatever is the ground corn product or any other grain, doesn't. But we're going to look at this specific. So for example, if you if you ground the rice, so if you eat rice, I think it's Sephardim and Ashkenazi would say before eating rice. So I think that's where we agree. But it's not after we finish, we never say me'am shalosh, because it's not real mizonis. But if it was ground and make flour and they make a rice bread, right? I think my wife once made the rice bread. I mean, I didn't like that. I know she added rice flour. Like we have a meal, so we mill some rice and you use it like in addition to bread, maybe to 25%, maybe less. So I mean I did not like it so much. But for example, I saw we have I saw that the people do sell it. They say no gluten bread, no gluten this, that. So it's from rice, basically. I mean, maybe from other grains as well, but from rice for sure. As I understand, those are going to be no gluten bread. So, but this bread, it's not bread. It's this bread is then it was processed. So it was processed. So it's shechakel 100%. Same with what is it? Same with the corn flour. So, but on some things we do say chadoma. What we say with chadoma, for example, there is puffed rice. So, puff, whatever they put air and they popped hot pop or whatever they call it, right? So in this case, it's chadama because we see it's not mizonis, right? 100% because that's mizonis. It's only cooked one, but this one like popped. Like I think maybe like they did with the steam. I'm not sure exactly how they do it, but it's going to be chadama. Same with this corn. If it's corn, like you eat corn corn like you just boil corn and you eat like that. You say borepri chadama. But since it was processed, I don't think. I'm not sure why would somebody say that is chadama. I have no idea. It does not look like corn. Chadama, we say, for example, one of the good examples, have a potato chips, right? Potato chips. So for potato chips, it looks like pieces of potato, right? You say borepri chadama, and there is potato chips with which calls brand is Sprinkles, something like that. So like they usually sell in this in a round container, and they're all the same, like they bend it like a saddle or something, like very very interesting shape, right? The different kinds, some of them kosher, some of them not kosher. So of course, if it's like a dairy one, I think they're not kosher, but otherwise do very tasty. And how do they do it? It's like actually they it's not like potato itself. They dry the potato, right, and make this chips from starch. So it's reconstituted, right? So technically, the proper blessing should be shechakol on these chips. It has nothing to do with potato, right? It is, but since it is, it looks like potato chips. Like technically, can you make this shape? Technically, you can, right? I think you can. So we still say chadama, because it's possible. But for corn, how is it possible for like from these pieces of corn make this corn chip? So I'm not sure what somebody would say. It's very interesting to see the explanation, but logically it does not make sense, right? I think they use what is it? The website Halachah Yomit or something like that. There is a reliable website for what Rav Ovadia said. But I mean, based on the logic, I'm not sure why would they say so. Does not make sense. Okay. And applesauce is not. It has nothing to do with potato chips or with this. What is it, corn chip? But the applesauce, you see clearly it is sometimes it's the pieces there. You see that where it came from, right? If you have pieces, if it's that does not have pieces, it's a one mass. It could be potato, it could be apple, it could be something else. And so according to if you recognize there is apple, so you say bara prichayetz. If not, so we say shechaku. Okay. So continue. So next question, Rabbi, regarding the warm drink and my minority opinion of the shiur, since like the Rav mentioned, a sip of roughly kizayas, right? Okay. But it would be tough to drink revis. Okay, should we always have revis at the bottom until it cools down a bit, and we can drink the majority of opinion shiur? That's what Shulchan Aruch says. That's what Mishnah Brura says. Exactly. So it says that God-fearing individuals. So even though technically you do break any halachah? Absolutely not. So it's hot coffee. You drink with small sips, and that's how you like coffee. So you don't have to force yourself to drink coffee or hot tea any differently. But he said, Mishnah Brura, the Holy Chofetz Chaim said, God-fearing individual should live on the bottom. Exactly the word. Let it cool. This revis for sure to go according to all of the opinions. So again, if you have a cup, buy yourself or take a measuring cup and just see how if a person have his or her favorite cup. See how much is revis. That's it. Right in grams, it's 87 grams. Okay, that's it. But you would need you would know exactly how much to drink. So, and it's a very important point. It does not matter when you're going to drink this revis. It does not have to be in the beginning. It could be at the end of the process, right? As we said. Very good question. Okay, so continue. A person is unable to replace the oven in a new place he is living in. Okay, for whatever reason. Okay, and the unsure of the kosher process that was carried out due to the meticulousness of the procedure. Could we wrap the baking pan in several layers of aluminum foil to prevent any odor from a container from the contaminated the food? Regarding the kashering of the same oven for Pesach, and the person is in doubt about the said kashering process, could said even because the ishsur karet. Okay, so let's do from the beginning, and we try to understand. So from the beginning. So first of all, how let's simplify the thing. How do we kosher the oven? It's actually very simple. So you open the oven, take out all of the racks, and see if there is big spots or something. So you wash them with the detergent, with the soap, or whatever, normal. So you don't have any residue. Then, right, of course, you wait 24 hours after the last time is being used, preferably, not necessary, but according to all of the opinions, if you want to go, wait 24 hours, this taste, that was absorbed, spoil, and they then turn it on for the maximum degrees, whatever maximum degrees is in this oven, for 45 to 1 hour, 45 minutes, and it's kosher. Leave everything in there, even the grates. I would suggest even grates. Of course, clean them and put them inside, and then it's going to kosher. So it's not a big deal to kosher the oven. Right? Maybe, as I said, the smell. So open the window. don't wait until it starts smelling. For sure, it's going to smell even if it's clean. But because it's going to burn this thing, even all of the crevices, for sure. Where you did not reach. Not because you were not meticulous, because it's hard to reach that. So in order to clean the oven, you have to stand on your knees, right? Right. It's not most comfortable, but that's it. That's the whole procedure. But okay. But if person does not want to do it, cannot do it for whatever reason, right? So technically, if we double wrap of this aluminum foil, so you wrap one time completely, and then I guess change direction, wrap another time. That's not a problem. That's how we use, for example, if you're somewhere in a hotel or something, like staying in somebody's house, like wherever. So you want to cook your own dishes. So that's what we do, right? And that's how you can use non-kosher microwave, like. For sometimes, like I was using this non-kosher microwave until these people came from one country where they used like a food that it so stinks so bad, like you wanna vomit, like you like 30 feet, 40 feet from there, you wanna vomit. So I stopped. I said, you know what, you can use without warm food. Even like I would come for morning support. So I would usually eat very early, sometimes even before mincha. I mean, because my mincha would be like 1:30, so I would eat. Of course, I would eat and work. Like I would not take a double time mincha and then lunch. Of course not. So right, I would eat and work. Whatever. I mean, right. So I would like from the whole office. There are 3 or 4 hours. I mean, most of the people would go buy the food. I was like one of you would bring the food. Not one of you, but from my side of the office, at least, right? And technically, I would warm them up like almost 24 hours. Not 24, like let's say 20 hours, and after they used with this stinky food. But that technically, but then I decided it's like too much, even with double wrapper. So you can take, of course, container is completely closed. Then I would have like a paper bag and then plastic bag. So that was my double wrapper. So actually triple closure, but yeah, you can use a non-kosher microwave, just so you know. And of course, this wrapping in aluminum foil, there is no problem. Right. And same caution for Pesach. If it's a normal oven, if you don't afraid that it's going to burn. If it's an oven from around 1973, maybe like you're afraid that like you add a little more temperature is going to like burn completely. So it's one thing, but otherwise just kosher it. Should not be any issue. Just kosher it. Basic about Kashering process said. Okay, so last sentence. Regarding Kashering the same oven for Pesach, person doubt said about Kashering process. I mean, we just explained Kashering process, so it's not even if there are other considerations we can discuss it, but otherwise it's not such a big deal. Right. Could set the oven because it's so colors. Technically, there is no problem with this oven, right? The person so in order to get this chorus, a person must eat kizayas of the chometz, and they should know that it's chometz. So kizayas, it's like as we said, 1 ounce or like 29 grams. So in all other cases, it's all rabbinical. That like of course we're not allowed to overstep the rabbinical boundary, but there for sure there is no prohibition here, right? But rabbis say even like minute amount is not allowed. Okay, but in order to get chorus, it's only kizayis. Okay. Okay, so next question. I have a question about Tacharat Mishpacha. What should be the mitzvah? That what should prioritize? Okay, regarding the cutting her nails, if the mikvah night is a Thursday, or should she wait until Friday morning and give priority because of the Erev Shabbos? No, they're not. It's not our choice. It's the choice is very simple. We have right. Okay. So again, the question about Tacharat Mishpacha, right? So before the mikvah, lady must cut the nails. What does it mean cut? This mikvah lady is balanit, and never going to let her in to deep. before she cuts the nails. So it's not our preference. It's right. Like even though we said that nails last time or time before last week, we said nails are going to grow on the third day, which is Shabbos. So it's gram after gram after gram. It's like indirect, and plus you did not mean to do that, right? So yeah, so you must this mikvah comes first, right? Comes first because if person cut the nails, not cut the nails, they're not going to get punished for that. But if a person did not cut the nails and this mikvah lady was not careful, so if water did not reach everywhere, that's the issue. So it could be like she's nida because whatever her like immersion did not work. So that's huge issue, right? So of course cut before the mikvah everything, whatever needs to be cut. Yes. Okay. So next question. I wonder what was the explanation that Avraham Avinu gave to his students when he explained to them that the curses mentioned at Parshas Kisavo, specifically the prohibition of marrying the father's daughter due to the blood relation with the Sarah Imeinu. Oh, very interesting question. Okay, so going back, I mean, in this class, I like all of the question. In some classes, I have a question. People ask me a question before they finish. I know the answer, not because I'm so smart, because that's I've been asked this question 17 times already, so I know the answer. But you guys, you ask me a question, I've never even thought about, like even remotely, it would not enter my mind. Unbelievable. So again, I wonder what was the explanation of Avraham Avinu. He gave to students explanation that the curse of mentioned Parashas Kisavo, right, especially prohibition of marrying one's father's daughter due to the blood relations. Sarah was his niece. She was. There were two brothers, so she was from one. She was one second. She was the daughter of Abraham's brother, so that's how. So she was a cousin with Lot, just so you know, right? So that's so it's not like his Abraham's father married second time, and from the first marriage he had Sarah, and now from the second he had Abraham and they got married. So that's one is forbidden, but this one there is no problem. It's actually said in the Talmud. It's very commendable. I mean, today we do it? Well, probably not, but in olden days, so I mean, at that time for sure in the Talmud, I'm not sure like until when it was a very prevalent custom to marry your niece. Right, since the people had many kids, so sometimes like niece, that does not mean like when we think niece, meaning that she's either like 20 years younger than me, or 15 years, or 5 years. No, sometimes it's sometimes it's almost the same age, because of the age difference between the siblings. Okay, so it was actually commendable, very, very commendable. So because it's family, so they have a special love and a connection through the family ties, and plus this marriage. So it was very advisable. Right, very, very good marriages came from these unions. Okay, so continue. So it's not father's daughter. Okay, continue. And plus, right, so this halachas were given to Jews. Another point, the laws for forbidden relations are much more relaxed for a non-Jews. Right, but for a Jews it's much more stricter actually. Right, okay. So we have continuation. Oh yeah, how long my bracha lasts. Change of location. Yeah, thank you very, very much. Yeah, we cover all this in detail. So for instance, if he's eating alone at home and has to walk dog. No, for walking dog it's an interruption. So before we will continue, yes. Yeah. Would he make another bracha rishona, when he gets back? If he was intending to continue before, yes, yeah. Walking the dog is a different activity, yes, separate activity for sure. Right. So it's proper not to leave without making bracha achrana, like a blessing after. So walking the dog is a long procedure. Okay. Right. So next question. Rav, please explain the beautiful medrash which explained the Sarah Imeinu candles lasting from Shabbos to Shabbos. If I remember the deep explanation for Shabbos, meaning that there is a blessing. So there is a blessing, and today I B'siyata d'Shmaya, learned today about the menorah. So on a Thursday, I have a class. On Wednesday and Thursday, I have a class when we learn. What do we learn? Sefer HaChinuch, about all of the blessings. So it's about all of the Mitzvah, 630 Mitzvah. So it's Mitzvah 995, if I remember correctly. So to light the menorah, and it says that we have this menorah. Of course, HaShem did not need this illumination. Illumination is needed for us, for the whole world. In illumination, the more light you have, the more grandeur the places. Especially in olden days, today you have light, LED, all of this. You have a regular chandelier, and it's very light. But in olden days, to have this kind of light in a big place, yeah, you need a lot of candles, right? A lot of I don't know, something, torches, to make it light. So it was very, very different life back then, right? So meaning light is have a very special significance, right? In place being respectful, and this, right. So it says that one lamp, the middle one. So we have 7 lamps in menorah. The middle one is a Western lamp. Why is it called Western lamp? So because it was it was in the middle, in a wick, was bended toward toward the Holy of Holies, which is on the west, right? So which is on the west, right? And all other wicks were bended to that one. Okay, so and this until the death of Shimon HaTzadik, he was during the second temple. So this lamp did not need rekindling. So it was burning the whole day, and when at night, afternoon, whatever time was for kindle the lamp, so person would clean, the Kohen would clean all of them, and but this time this light would go off, and he would rekindle again. Right, so maybe it was on the whole day, the whole 24 hours. All others, most other was extinguished by the morning. So, and it says how much oil, half a log. So we converted to our understanding. So log is approximately, if I remember correctly, in ounces, from 11 to 20 ounces. Different opinions. Meaning that the half a log. So according to Lina, 5 ounces, nothing. So this much, where people think menorah is a bucket of oil. No, it's a little. If you go by the strictest opinion, the most stringent opinion, it says 20 ounces. So half a log is 10 ounces, let's say, right? 10 ounces. What's 10 ounces? You have a soda can, it's 12 ounces. So even less than soda can. That's the whole thing, in the menorah cup, and it gave a lot of light. And it was burning the whole night. And this one, and in all of them, they would put exactly the same amount of oil. This half a log, this half a log, and the middle ones burning from one day into another day, and until the time would come to relight again menorah. So meaning it's an open miracle from HaShem. So HaShem said, I'm above the nature. I'm a nature. So nature is nature, and I'm in control of nature. So if I'm going to bless this light, you put exactly the same wick. It's longer, like shorter, does not matter, right? Because the wick burns, and then it's like continue burning. The wick burns very fast. So we buy like a little longer wicks, right? Like this, I don't know, 2.5 inches, not because we need some, like we don't need such a long wicks, but because it's easy to light them. So it's like it should extend above the cup. You light them, and it like burns very fast to the well. Like, there is no problem. So meaning HaShem is showing us, so it does not matter how much oil you're going to put there. Right? You're going to put exactly in the same, but this is going to burn more. And the way I see this, the spirituality, right? Why do we need Beis HaMikdash, right? And of course, it's a long explanation, beautiful explanation that he gives. He said there is simple explanation, so people would get closer to God. So the godliness would be like open in this place. So you see all of the open miracles that's going on. So you see that it's holy place. So, but before we had this Beis HaMikdash, so this place, this tent of Holy Sarah was this amazing place. It said there was the cloud was hovering above her tent, meaning it was Shechina was there, like guarding Sarah, right? And this door would never go bad. As in olden days, like sometimes door would go bad, but with her never. The club, right? That what these candles. I think maybe in another miracles, but yeah. But this tree is the most famous one, right? So that's candles, right? And the test was for Rivka, who said, so of course men, especially Jewish men, were very attached to their mothers. So and sometimes when person lived with his mother like a very long time, so he would look for a wife, and that very close to the motherly figure that would take care of him, basically, right? So to substitute mother, who can compete with mother? Nobody, basically, right? There's no such a woman like a mother, right? But when Rivka came into the tent, so these miracles like re-established again. So it was clear indication from Shammai that this door again was blessed. These candles again were like lit from Shabbos to Shabbos, and this what is it? The cloud returned. So it was an indication to Yitzchak that it was a right choice. So she's a very very righteous woman, and she can be like take place of your mother in holiness. So light is always connected to holiness, right? Because light is half physical, half spiritual. It's all like it defies the gravity. Always goes up. Gravity, everything comes down. So right. So okay. Question. Next question. A question about modesty. Okay. Wonder if it's modest for us to tie a small scarf or a ribbon on the back for decoration. Okay. I think there is no problem. I mean, back itself is simple, right? I think. I mean, maybe fancy, but not very like not crazy colors. Okay. So I think yeah, we can do for decorations. Yes. Okay. So next question, last question. Right, plastic bags tend to stick together, even though they have been separated before Shabbos. Okay, could this be considered tearing or some other melacha? And also not sure if could Ziploc be used. Okay, so bags. If it's, I'm not sure for whatever reason we need to use the bag, it's usually it's not sealed. Even like brand new bags. For example, you buy vegetables in the store and you try to open the bag and it's not open. It's not because it's sealed. It's just because of the static. It's got stuck together, but it's not sealed. It's not sealed means it's glued. it's not glued for sure. So especially if you open before, there is no problem. But if you did not open before, if it's not sealed sealed with the glue or with the heat, some things that they do with the heat, like chips bags or something, there is no glue. Right, with the heat, that's the problem. But usually these bags they cut pre-cut, and there is no problem. Ziploc, no problem, because it's not a permanent closure. It's it was made to open and close. Right. Okay. Question about honoring parents. We're actually working on short clips honoring parents. I'm not sure if he already started publishing. I'm not sure. Right. So question about honoring parents. Since Asa was the epitome of the honoring parent and did not move out when marrying his wives, right? I wonder if ideally a man should honoring his parents when living with his wife nearby. It's a very good question. So again, since Asa was epitome of the honoring parent, so he was. I mean, if he was around, yeah. So he would dress with all of the Shabbos clothing, because it's big honor. Okay, honoring parents and did not move when marrying his wives, right? Or if ideally man should honor his parents when living with his wife nearby. I think so. I mean, it's not only men. If Dora, if a woman wants to help her elderly parents, so it would be very commendable. Absolutely. So if they're normal, if they're not I don't know, not drive them crazy, absolutely. And the husband is not against, and there is a spirit. So basically, there is a spiritual life. You live in that place or this place, so it would be commendable to live next to the parents, because parents not getting younger. Guess what? So and they need our help, especially for the physical one, the physical help, because many financial wise they're okay for, they have their pension, they have apartment to live in, there's no problem, but they need physical help for us to shop it for them, take them to the doctor's office, to I don't know, help them to dress, help them to bring the shopping inside of the house, and sweep for them, I don't know, do something, some physical things, right? So it would be, of course, if you live in different city, you would not be able to help very much, right? But if you're here in this city, right, close, forget about the city, like in one neighborhood, or even even in this house, in neighboring house, in one building, some people live in one building, but in different apartments. We're in this apartment, they parent we're on the third floor, they're sixth floor, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, very close by, so you can be there in 30 seconds if needed, or 1 minute if needed. So that's very commendable. But if parents are very abusive and they are not appreciative in this and that, they just demand too much. So in this case, it's better to move away. So and then even this abusive parent, I understand. Yes, so the mother said, "I want you to be here." Okay, I live 3 hours flight from you. Right, right. Even if I start buying ticket now, maybe in 2 days I'm going to be there. I mean, I'm exaggerating, but we should get the point, right? So it depends on the parents. If they're nice parents, respecting you, respecting your spouse, also very very important. So they cannot disrespect your spouse for sure. So then, yeah, that's very commendable, right? So. And I'm not sure if he start posting. I send him clips and we continue more, and I have more ideas and more topics to make these clips about parents, respectful parents. Okay. So, but for a woman, she must remember also. So first, it says that when you get married, you have to attach to your spouse, and that's it, right? So meaning they have to become one, husband and wife. So meaning what? So it's not proper for a woman to say, no, I love my father and he needs my help, and dump the husband, and he can eat like old pretzels, and I'm going to go and cook for my mother the soup because she cannot do without soup. Okay, it's very commendable, but not in this case. Not in this case. It cannot be an expense of shalom bayis, an expense of family relationships. Of course, we would say the husband that he must be understanding that it's very important for her, and forgive her whenever I eat pretzels and she's going to cook another day, something like so. Don't stand between her and the parents. But technically, he can tell her absolutely not. Right, and if she insists, he can. There is grounds for divorce in this case, actually. Right, because so she is obligated more to him than to her parents after she got married. If she's a single girl, that's a lady. She got the divorce. She got widowed or something like that's a different story. But otherwise, no. Just 1 second. Halachos separated. Living. Okay, so we finished. So next question. Rav, Halachos separating is also linked to the opposite, as it's gluing. Is also Halachos. Just a minute. The Halachos separating is also linked to opposite, the gluing. Separated. Oh, it's not separate. It's what is it? It's cheering. Okay, no problem. Okay. In the past, Rav responded that there is no problem with applying clear nail polish on Shabbos. Clear nail polish on Shabbos. But I wonder if could we consider gluing. We said that we are allowed to put clear nail polish on Shabbos. I'm trying to remember what was the question. I mean, it's it could be considered even clear nail polish. It could be still considered painting, because it's clear, but the nail color is going to change. I'm not sure how. I mean, we have to look back and see what was exactly the question, because I'm not sure. But gluing, it's not gluing. What exactly we're gluing together? I mean, we're gluing a nail polish to the nail, right? In some sense, okay. I'm not sure why I would say yes, but we need to see what was the content. So Halachos separating, so tearing, okay, also linked to opposite. Gluing. Okay, so if something is glued shut, so we're not allowed to tear. Okay, correct. Okay, so then we go to nail polish. I'm not sure. We have to go back and see what exactly was said. So I mean, in general, maybe we said yes, but on Shabbos, I'm not sure. Right. All right. So I think we're done with the questions. Thank you very, very much for working with us. So it was a very successful week. Baruch HaShem, we learned a lot, and let's continue even stronger next week, Beezrat HaShem. And thank you. I wish everybody good Shabbos and good night. And until next week, same time. Thank you.